You turn off the light. The room goes black. And for just a second, before logic catches up, something in you tightens. You're an adult. You know the room is safe. The same four walls, the same locked door. Nothing has changed except the light. So why does your heart do that? Why does your body brace as if something is about to move in the dark? Here's the truth most people never hear. That feeling isn't weakness. It isn't childish. It's one of the oldest, most rational instincts you own. Because for almost the entire story of your species, the dark was not empty. The dark was where you died. For roughly 300,000 years, your ancestors were not the top of the food chain. Not even close. How? They were small, slow, soft-skinned, no claws, no fangs, eyes built for daylight and almost useless after dusk. And when the sun went down, the night belonged to things that could see what they could not. Let's go to a real place, South Africa. A cave system called Swartkrans. In the 1970s, a paleontologist named C.K. Brain studied the broken bones piled inside it. Hundreds of early human relatives, cracked, scattered, gnawed. For years, people assumed these were the camps of ancient hunters, that our ancestors dragged prey into the cave and feasted. Brain looked closer. And he found something that flipped the whole story. On the skull of one young hominin were two clean, round puncture holes. Brain measured them. Then he measured the lower fangs of a fossil leopard. They matched. Exactly. These early humans were not the hunters who lived in the cave. They were the meal that got dragged into it. The picture is grim and simple. A leopard kills in the open, then carries the body up into the rocks to eat in peace. The bones drop into the cave below for 100,000 years. Your ancestors weren't the residents of that darkness. They were the prey list. And leopards were only one name on a long roster of things that ate your family. There were hyenas that hunted in packs after sundown. Giant eagles that snatched children from the ground. We know because the famous Taung Child, an early hominin skull, carries the talon marks of a bird of prey around its eye sockets. And there was something worse, a cat called Dinofelis. Dinofelis was about the size of a jaguar, built low and powerful, with flattened, stabbing fangs. Some researchers, including Brain, have argued it may have specialized in hunting primates like us. Think about that. Not a predator that ate you by accident. A predator that may have preferred you. Now, picture the night your ancestor actually lived. The fire burns low. Beyond its orange circle, the world is solid black. You cannot see 10 feet, but you can hear. A snap twig, a low cough in the grass, the silence of insects that suddenly stop. Your body responds before your mind does. Your heart rate climbs, your pupils widen, your muscles load. You go still and scan the dark. That response has a name in the brain. At the center of it sits the amygdala, two small, almond-shaped clusters that act as your threat alarm. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent his career mapping how it works, and he found something strange. The amygdala gets its first warning before the thinking part of your brain even sees the threat. There's a fast, low road that runs straight from your senses to the alarm, and a slow, high road that goes to your conscious mind. The fear fires first. The explanation comes second. That's why you flinch in the dark before you can tell yourself there's nothing there. The ancient circuit doesn't wait for permission. And here is the part that should change how you see your own fear. The ancestors who flinched survived to have children. The ones who stayed calm in the dark, who shrugged off the snapped twig, many of them did not. Calm in that world was not wisdom. Calm got you eaten. So night after night, generation after generation, the nervous and the easily startled pass their genes forward. You are descended from the anxious ones. The relaxed branch of the family tree mostly ended in a cave like Swartkrans. Your fear of the dark is not a flaw in your wiring. It is the wiring, working exactly as 100,000 sleepless nights designed it. There's even a theory about how deep this goes. The anthropologist Lynn Isbell proposed something bold. One reason primates evolved such sharp, forward-facing eyes may have been to spot a specific killer hidden in shadow: snakes. The threat in the dark may have helped shape your eyes themselves. Now watch a small child in a dark room. No one teaches a toddler to fear the dark. It arrives on its own, around the same age, in nearly every culture on Earth. And notice what children fear: not cars, not electrical outlets, not the things that actually hurt them today. They fear the dark and big animals with teeth. Their fears aren't aimed at this world. They're aimed at the one their ancestors actually died in. And then your ancestors found the one thing that pushed the darkness back: fire. Fire didn't just cook food and warm skin. Fire brought safety. It threw a ring of light that predators hesitated to cross. It let a band of small, soft primates close their eyes and sleep. The anthropologist Richard Wrangham argues that controlling fire reshaped almost everything about us: what we ate, how we slept, how our bodies and brains grew. And part of what fire gave was simply this: a night you could survive. But fire alone wasn't enough. Someone still had to watch it. In 2017, a team led by the anthropologist David Sampson studied the sleep of the Hadza, a modern hunter-gatherer community in Tanzania who still sleep much as your ancestors did, on the ground, in the open, in a group. They tracked that group's sleep for 20 days, and they found something remarkable. Across all those nights, there was almost no moment when everyone was asleep at once. Out of more than 200 hours, the entire camp was unconscious together for just 18 minutes. Someone was always awake. An older person with a light sleep, stirring at 3 in the morning. A young mother, a restless hunter. Different people drifting in and out, so the fire never went unwatched. Sampson called it the Sentinel hypothesis. Your group survived the night because your group never fully slept. The night owls and the early risers you know today may be a leftover of that ancient guard rotation. So the next time you're wide awake at 3 in the morning, consider this. You might be standing a watch that no longer needs standing. Look at what you still do today. You leave a hall light on for a child. You reach for your phone the moment the power cuts out. A campfire, a candle, a screen glowing in a dark room, they all calm something in you, instantly, without you deciding to feel calm. That's not a habit you learned. That's a 300,000-year-old reflex, reaching for the same comfort your ancestors found at the edge of a fire. It's why horror films wait until the lights go down. Why the monster is always just out of frame. They aren't inventing a fear. They're pulling a thread that's already inside you, tied there long before you were born. So tonight, when you turn off the light and feel that small, irrational tightening in your chest, don't be embarrassed by it. That flinch is a message from 1,000 grandmothers who stayed alert at the edge of the firelight. It's the reason their line didn't end in the dark. You turn off the light, the room goes black, and something ancient in you stands guard, just in case.